Well, hey there, folks. Welcome back to the channel. I'm John Hart. And if you've been with me a while, you know what we do here. We dig into the stories that shaped us, the ones whispered on front porches, passed down at supper tables, and carried through these mountains like old hymns. Some stories are soft, some are strange, and some are carved straight out of the coal seams. Today's one of those. So settle in, light a lamp. Let's walk back into the dark together. There's a certain kind of story that only comes out of coal country. Stories born in the dark, carried on whispers, and kept alive by folks who ain't afraid to speak the truth, even when the truth can get you killed. And if you grew up anywhere near the old anthracite fields of Pennsylvania, you heard this name before. Maybe it's a warning, maybe it's a whisper. The Molly Maguires. Now the Mollys, they weren't a club, they weren't a union, they weren't even a single group, really. They were a shadow, a secret society of Irish miners who had all they could take. See, back in the 1800s, the coal companies owned everything. Your house, your wages, your future, even the graveyard you'd end up in. And if you were Irish, Lord help you, you were at the bottom of the bottom. Signs hung in windows saying, "No Irish need apply." So these men, these tired, hungry, angry men, they did what their fathers and grandfathers did back in Ireland when the landlords pushed too hard. They organized in the shadows. They become the Molly Maguires. Now, depending on who you ask, the Mollys were either heroes or killers. Some say they fought back against cruelty the only way they could. Others say they were nothing but outlaws. But here's the truth. In coal country, nothing's ever clean. Not the air, not the work, not the history. The mine bosses said the Mollys were behind every fire, every threat, every bullet that found its way into a foreman's back. Maybe they were, maybe they weren't. But the companies believed it, and that belief was enough to start a war. Enter the Pinkertons. The mine owners hired a detective named James McParlin, who slipped into the Irish community like smoke. He drank with the men, lived with them, prayed with them, and then turned around and reported every word he heard. For 2 years he gathered names, stories, rumors, truths, lies, and when the hammer finally fell, it fell hard. Between 1877 and 1878, 20 men were sentenced to hang, most of them Irish, most of them miners, and all of them accused of being Molly Maguires. Their trials were a show, bought, paid for, and polished by the coal companies. The juries were hand-picked. The evidence was as thin as a spider web. But the verdicts, heavy as stone. On June 21st, 1877, a day folks still call Black Thursday, 10 men were hanged in a single morning. Some went praying, some went cursing, some went quiet. But every one of them claimed innocence. And here's the part that sticks with me. In 1979, more than 100 years later, the governor of Pennsylvania pardoned one of the supposed leaders, saying the trial was unjust. So were the Mollys real? Were they violent? Were they framed? Maybe the answer is yes to all of it. That's coal country for you. The truth ain't a straight line. It's a seam, twisted, buried, and hard to dig out. But the legacy of the Molly Maguires, that's easy to see. They showed what happens when the men are pushed too far. They showed the cost of silence and the cost of speaking out. And they showed that in coal country, justice doesn't always come from a courtroom. Sometimes it comes from the shadows. Sometimes it comes from the people. And sometimes it never comes at all. All right, folks, that's going to do it for today. If this story stirred something in you, good. These mountains are full of ghosts, and every now and then it does us good to listen to them. Thank you for spending a little time with me. I'm John Hart, and you know how I always end this thing. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and remember, the mountains keep their secrets, but they never forget. If you enjoy these podcasts, please like, share, and subscribe. God bless you, and I'll see you on the next ridge.